Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, everybody. It's Rod with Pow Group, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Monday, July 21st. Hope you had a great weekend. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Curaleaf. We'll bring up Tilray as well. Breakout did confirm today, and we had both of these stocks up big. And in my opinion, I do believe that Tilray and Curaleaf are the kings of their craft. I believe that Curaleaf is the biggest and will be the biggest in the US, and I believe Tilray will be the biggest in Canada. And they're both global powerhouses, and I put my money where my mouth is. They're my number one and number two holdings. So Tilray is my biggest, and Curaleaf is my second biggest holding. And I'll be doing another portfolio update at some point soon. But we're going to take a look at both of the charts. And Curaleaf was up about 22% at the close of the day today. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos. And as always, this is not financial advice. You should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. Follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Getting a ton of followers and just eclipsed the 1,000 mark. So really appreciate all of the support there as well. Today was July 21st, which was the initial hearing on Trump's pick to lead the DEA, and that's Terrence Cole. So we know that he said that he wants to make rescheduling a priority. He didn't say whether he was for or against it, but I think we can read between the lines. Trump has already said that they want to get it rescheduled. They want to get access to banking, and he was in favor of Amendment 3 in Florida as well. So the writing's on the wall. It's going to be a top-down right approach. That's where the whole direction is going to come from, right? They wouldn't put people in charge if they didn't think that they were going to jump when they said how high, right? And like I said, it's going to be after crypto legislation. We had crypto week last week, and we're finally starting to see some momentum here, and it's more than likely going to be a few weeks, right? He's going to have to get his feet wet as well. He's going to have to get up to speed. So I say it's more than likely a very high probability that we get some sort of movement on rescheduling into the fall. And typically that makes sense as well for this sector. We usually see a summer lull and drop off in activity, and then into the fall we see some bullish momentum. Also, this is some great news. Alberta now permits cannabis sales at events where minors are present. Weed sales have been steadily increasing in the province every year while alcohol consumption continues to dwindle. And this is where I live. We joke and we call it Alberta. It's on the up and up for craft beer. But yeah, in terms of overall alcohol, I would say that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, the community here for cannabis is amazing. There was actually the first ever event last year at the Comedy Festival, outdoor festival. Had Kevin Hart there, and you could buy plant-like products. You could buy actual cannabis products directly at the event, and that's going to be something that we're going to see more of. You're going to be able to buy it at the Oilers game. Toronto Blue Jays, you'll be able to buy MJ infused beverages as well. So it's an exciting time, especially to be Albertan but also Canadian, and almost 7 years legal here at the federal level, showing the rest of the world how to do it. So taking a look at Curaleaf here on the TSX on the daily time frame, you can see here we closed up over 22%, while the S&P 500 was a little shaky, and tech and crypto. This again goes into my thinking of and my thesis that we're going to see cannabis stocks really start to gain some momentum as big tech, crypto, AI all tops out. We're more than likely going to see some rotation into cannabis, and this was a great example of that today. Look at some of these numbers here. Curaleaf up over 22%. We had MSOX up over 20%. Makes sense as MSOS was 11.86%, and MSOX, you're looking at a leveraged ETF. We also had Cresco up over 10%, which made absolutely no sense. There was news today that it was getting out of, it was restructuring the business. Let me get the exact headline here. So they were strategic restructuring and plans to divest California operations. So just imagine if, and I don't think Curaleaf would ever do it, but just imagine if Curaleaf or a better example would be, imagine if Tilray said it was getting out of a Canadian province due to complications and stuff. Can you imagine not winning at home? That's a huge red flag for me for Cresco. I don't like that at all. When they can't win in states, and Cresco doesn't even have any international operations, I don't believe. Curaleaf, they're kind of like Tilray, right? They're very similar. They're in international markets. They're a Canadian operator as well. They acquired Northern Green Canada, and they operate in a lot of the same international markets as Tilray. I would love for one day to come where it's an announcement where Tilray and Curaleaf merge. That would be absolutely amazing. I can't see that happening until after the U.S. legalizes, to be completely honest with you. But let's take a look here. We've got some massive bull flags forming. I mentioned on Tilray this was a 4-hour bull flag, and we're almost confirming it today. We did have a bullish breakout though of this pennant. So you can see here today we broke out, and then even on the last 4-hour candle, we came down, confirmed old resistance as new support, and we closed above that resistance. So this is a huge win, I think, for the stock, and we could continue to see this continuation pattern play out, and our measured move here on this bull flag is $1.04. So this is looking good. We've got pretty much all the confirmation that we really needed to see, in my opinion. If we break 70 cents, that's going to be the last level of resistance. Today we hit 69.4 cents, so we're getting very, very close to that. If we get over 70 cents, like I said, we're more than likely going to accelerate in a hurry, and we could easily see another 48% of upside from there. I had some questions as well, like the news today with Cresco. Do you think that sparks some buying in Tilray? Not necessarily, because Cresco was up more at the close than Tilray was. So I think we're just starting to see, again, that rotational play, big tech, crypto, AI, and people are looking at cannabis, knowing that, you know, we're probably going to see reform. We got Terrence Cole coming in, wants to make rescheduling a priority, even though it didn't say yay or nay, for or against it. I think we can read between the lines. Like I said, promises made, promises kept from the new administration, and they're all for rescheduling and safer banking, Amendment 3, Florida legalization, all during the campaign trail. So I think we're going to see that come to fruition. So Curaleaf was actually a hourly bull flag that confirmed today, and we're going to take a look at the TSX. So this is in Canadian dollars. You can see we're at our low, high, the bounce, brief, higher low, and hourly consolidation period. We needed to hold 150, we did, and then once we broke 159, that confirmed the bull flag, and then you just take your measured move there from the low to the high, and then move it out to your 0.382 fib. It's saying 177 here on Curaleaf, and that makes sense. We have no resistance nearby until 190 as well. So this was a massive buy, in my opinion. If we just zoom out here, we were at $1. We had our low there at $1 Canadian, and then we hit 99 cents as a double bottom. That was a no-brainer opportunity to add there, right at $1 psychological. And that's why if you're not looking at Curaleaf on the TSX either, you want to, because that was a huge clue that that psychological level might hold, and we could expect a massive bounce. And then sure enough, off of that double bottom, it's up 88%. I was adding near those levels, and that was an absolute no-brainer in my opinion. But if we just take a look at Tilray here, we had the bullish triple thunder crossover. We had a close above the 10-week moving average, the stochastic and the MACD cross bullish, so all systems go there. And that's on the Toronto Stock Exchange. But take a look at the NASDAQ here, same deal, and you can see a ton of volume starting to come in as well. If we take a look at Tilray on the weekly time frame, we have a lack of resistance in there, almost, yeah, right on the money, 104 at the 50 weekly. So not only do we have a 4-hour bull flag saying 104, we have a lack of resistance until the 50 weekly, just under 104. So again, I wouldn't be surprised to see us at $1.04 in short order here on Tilray. On the daily time frame, we have a lack of resistance until the 200-day moving average at 93 cents as well. Taking a look at Curaleaf on the daily time frame, yeah, we do have the 200-day moving average at 202, so that's going to be a lot of resistance there, but I wouldn't be surprised to see us back up around $1.90 to $2 in maybe even this week. And then we have a lack of resistance on Curaleaf until the 50 weekly there at 231 Canadian, and then we also had a bullish triple thunder crossover, which we got the POW algo alert not too long ago. And things are heating up in a big way. And once we started this monthly bounce, that was I was mentioning this to POW Group private members today. We hadn't bounced on the monthly time frame in a very, very long time. On Curaleaf, it was 9 months. So as soon as we broke the high of the previous candle, that means we were bouncing. And because it's on the monthly time frame, it's the monthly bounce. Look at Tilray. Once Tilray broke that pattern, it was really 12 months in a row. So a whole year where we didn't bounce and break the high of the previous monthly candle. Since it's the monthly, it takes a very long time, and these prices, because you're so zoomed out, the upside potential is massive, right? And the percentage gain. So I said, as soon as we break this 12-month pattern, this year pattern on Tilray, expect a massive bounce. So I said, watch. If we break the high of the previous monthly candle this month, which we started off in the inside bar, it was a perfect setup. You could have entered on the high of June breaking this month, which would have been 46 cents breaking. If you just entered and had a limit buy order set for that, you'd be up over 50% at the moment. So that's how explosive moves can be on the monthly time frame, especially when you have a 12-month pattern, that a whole year, right? That long of a pattern, you know, whenever it breaks, it's going to be a massive move. And then similar with with Curaleaf, right? You could have just entered on the monthly bounce taking place, which would have been a break of 122, the high of last month, and then that would have been a trade opportunity of around 56%. So this is why we want to understand charts. You don't have to be an expert on everything, and you can even consider joining PAL Group or any community. You don't have to join PAL, but I do believe that it's the best MJ community, the best crypto community. You get the most value out of it, especially for best bang for your buck, really. And like I said, it's a great place to bounce ideas off of, buy and sell ideas before you hit the buy or sell button. The more eyes on the market, the better. We've got almost 100 members in there, and everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. Some people are more into the fundamental side and the value investing and the number side. Some people like me are more into the technicals, but trying to maintain an overall balance. And you learn so much. It truly is the best cannabis and crypto community, in my opinion. But going into there, this was a great day in the market. And again, more confidence that we're going to see this sector really benefit from a rotational play once big tech, crypto, AI, etc. tops out. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section below. We'll continue the conversation there. It's Rod with PAL Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll catch you on the next one.